This is the amazing Magnet Woman, and I'm coming to you live today. And we have a special guest. And on this special day with our special guest, the special day is International Women's Day. And, ma'am, how would you like to be addressed?
You can address me as Chef Latoya Larkin.
And Chef Latoya Larkin, can you tell us about ownership and the company that you own?
So the company that I own is Black Girl Tamales, and instead of that traditional chicken and pork tamale, we do a collard green and smoked turkey, smothered pork chops, smothered chicken, gumbo, jambalaya, boudin, and many other flavors. Black Girl Tamales owns Mango Deli, where we are at. So we have our top three flavors manufactured with Black Girl Tamales. That is the collard green and smoked turkey, the smothered pork chop, and the jerk chicken. So until we do get retail placement, Mango Deli, it's our placement.
Amazing. And when I tell you about these tamales, y'all, they are amazing. They really are amazing. Let me tell you, I went from all the way across town to get some of her tamales. You have no idea. People come far and wide for her tamales.
Actually, they do. And also we ship as well. So we ship cross country. Everything's been pretty good. We started out a little slow. We had a robbery and it kind of backed us up for a little bit, but now we're back on track, getting some positive traction. So everything is all good. So we'd love to serve you if you're in the Houston, Texas area, or if you would like us to ship to you. We will definitely ship blackgirltamales.com.
Amazing. I am so sorry to hear about what happened, but I am very glad that you know, you're here and you're serving the community. And with that said, my next thing would be about mindset of ownership. Can you tell us how have you been able to like just do everything? I mean, you are such an inspiration to so many people. I understand that you're a retired teacher.
At 40.
That's amazing. And what could you share with others about ownership who might be thinking about it, or just your background on it?
So, for one thing, I would say, been embarking that ownership entrepreneur journey is not for everybody. A lot of people love to, talk the talk and say they want to be entrepreneurs, but then once they realize what goes into it, it's kind of one of those things of you want the pony, but then when you realize how much it costs to maintain the pony, and how much it's going to cost to feed it, and all the other stuff that comes with it, a lot tend to back down. But it's all about a mindset. If you really want it, you're going to put in the work, you're going to put in the grit, you're going to put in the grind, and you're going to make it happen. Another thing with ownership is like, you dollar for dollar. You don't have a guaranteed paycheck. Like when I was teaching, that was a guaranteed government contract. Other than sleeping with a kid, that's the only way I would have lost my job teaching. And so for me to walk away from that guaranteed, like a guaranteed government contract, guaranteed money paid on the 10th and 25th every month. It's a dollar for dollar, like you're on the grind type deal. So you definitely have to have that mindset. You definitely got to have that hustle. Especially, I'm a single mom, so I'm the one that is 100% financially sponsors the household. Don't have a husband, don't have sugar daddies, not out prostituting or anything of that sort. I'm out here legally getting it, and it's one of those things. If I don't get it, we're not gonna get it. We're gonna be on the streets. We're gonna be homeless. So it's one of those motivations of just having to really put in that work to make sure we eat, make sure we get it.
Amazing, amazing. And did you have any special training to prepare you to prepare your mindset for entrepreneurship, or did you just say this is just what I have to do and I'm going to do it?
I think this, believe it or not, it's one of those things. It goes back to childhood. Like my grandma, she taught me how to cook and stuff like that. Taught me how to make tamales and all that. So I just really learned that hustle from my mom's side of the family because my grandma, she was the help back in the day. So tamales was a side hustle and she low-key ran a trap. So, it was one of those things of she would let me, she taught me how to cook and things like that. So whatever I sold, I got to keep the profit. So that's like motivation. Like, okay, so if I sell this, I keep the money. And so then, that's gonna make you wanna, if you want money, that's how you gonna get it. So, and then when I was teaching, I've always been the type, like with my line of work of being a chef, like I like to just do my thing. Like, I don't, not really big on the whole boss thing. I mean, I get it. I have to answer to certain people, but for the most part, I like doing my own thing, calling the shots and things like that, and not having that being conformed to certain things. So, it's always given me that freedom. And even when I taught, I just ran a program and they just let me do what I do. So I've always kind of had that, of doing my own thing type of deal. So I've already known, and I knew when I started teaching, I wasn't about to be like that 20 or 30-year teacher to retire and things like that. So that was already a given that wasn't going to be there. And that actually helped me get to where I was going because I started out being a restaurant chef. So I worked like the long nights, weekends, holidays, all of that. And then after I had my son, it just really burnt me out. So being a mother to him, stepping back, getting into the administrative field, having an office job, having those daytime hours, is when I started my personal chef business. And so that was for me to still fulfill that culinary niche. And that way I could start, you know, building the things and putting the things in place for me to, kind of get to where I'm at now. So it's just one of those things. It just took time, time over the years. I mean, now I have a lot of traction and a lot of good checking for me, but it's like this didn't happen overnight. This came from like literally like years of work. Like I taught for 8 years. Let me see, I am at year 2. So this has been like 10 years in the making. The Somalis took off and did its thing during the pandemic. So I was one of those people that benefited from the pandemic. I birthed the idea and the concept pre-pandemic in 2019. So um, it just really gave me that drive and that, just knowing like, okay, I got something. I got to work with it. I'm going to see what I got and just kind of go with it. And that's kind of what I did.
Amazing. And I really do like what you said about the whole mindset thing and minding your own business, and just the fact that, hey, if you got to feed your family, you want money, then you're going to do this. And
Right.
matter of fact, you're going to do this ethically.
Right.
You're going to do this, the right way. So that you're just such an inspiration to all the people in the community, pretty much. Because I mean, you're a teacher, you have a teacher background, and then you turn into an entrepreneur, and you're traveling. I've heard, and also I had the opportunity to read your article that was in Texas Monthly today.
Awesome, awesome.
And how was that? How was that experience being in Texas Monthly?
You know what? It was one of those things. A lot of stuff came like right back to back, right? So they reached out to me right before the holidays hit, like right like that week of Christmas. They had reached out, and so we started going back and forth and doing our interviews and stuff. So he was already booked. He was already booked for January, and then originally it was going to be February. But then it was like, okay, let's push it back to what being a woman's month. So they ended up pushing it back, which I was fine with because I had a lot of stuff going on in February as well. So, but it was a really cool opportunity because for one, the person that did the write up, he was Hispanic. And so for him to come in and try my Somalis, love them, love the idea and the concept, because there's a lot of people that have problems with what I'm doing. And so for him to come in, love what I'm doing, love the Tamale, got great feedback. So it was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So he gave me the thumbs up. He brought his friend in, and we did a really good, had a really great time. Fed them, talked, chit chatted, they toured and everything. So it was a really good, cool experience.
Amazing, amazing. And so, with that said, I just wanted to ask, how can people get in touch with you if they are looking to partake in tamales or just see what's new with you?
So if you want to order tamales, www.blackgirltamales.com. So that's where you can place your order online. You can give us a call at Mango Deli and Cafe because again, Black Girl Tamales owns Mango Deli and Cafe. Until we get into retail placement, we have our own retail placement. Um, you can follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Black Girl Tamales. On Instagram, Black Girl Tamales Chef Diva. Um, yeah, I mean, just Google Chef Latoya Lark. As my students say, I'm Googleable.
Amazing. And so, with that said, I want to thank you so much for your time. And y'all, this has been an amazing interview. And with that said, peace and blessings.